my name's Wesley, and played the character of Nick in If You Really Knew Me. It was a wonderful experience. Didn't know what to expect. A show about suicide can certainly take you on a longer journey, and often I do shows, and a question you ask yourself at the start of the show is why you're doing it, and what impact will it have on the audience? What will the audience be left with? And this show in particular, after opening night, it was apparent that it was answering unsolved questions in their lives, and just looking at different scenarios and reasons why people do what they do, and just sort of encouraging people to communicate and talk, and just passing on that message and such. And just to be able to do something of such meaning and significance was a wonderful experience, and it's a different side to acting.
Hello, my name is Patrick. I play the role of John, who is Nick's best friend, and I think in the play that this affects him. He goes into denial and quite a bit of simmering anger that his best friend wasn't able to talk to him, and hopefully I portrayed that character quite well.
Hi, I'm Brittany, and I played Hannah in the play, and Hannah was Nick's fiancée, and so my role was very much embodying anger for, the loss of somebody that you were very, very close to.
Hi, my name's Sarah, and I was one of the minor characters in the play as a bully.
Hi, my name's Jessica Burgess, and I played Kristen in the play If You Really Knew Me. She was the lover for the character Nick, and also former housemate.
My name is Scott. I played the character Connor. He was one of the housemates and a good friend of Nick. Connor was an interesting character. He was more kind of, just got home, passed out on the couch sort of guy. Didn't really have too much going on. Obviously, he did have a thing for Hannah as well, so that obviously came out in the play. It was a great character to play. A little bit like myself, I sort of like to, maybe have a few drinks. So I related there with him as well. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Dana, and I played Maddie in If You Really Knew Me.
Hi, I'm Zoe. I play one of the bullies, which is kind of like a voice in Nick's head, which is the main character.
Hi, my name is Tia, and I played Kaylee in the play If You Really Knew Me. There it is.
Well, I thought it would be an amazing opportunity because it's a topic that really needs to be covered more in the world, because I, especially coming from a background of having severe anxiety and depression in the past, there just isn't enough people talking about it, and there isn't enough opportunity to talk about it either. It's something that we really need to be more aware about, and so if we can get people talking more by doing this, just, getting people more aware, and also inspiring somebody, being the voice, and just like having a line that somebody can relate to and it can stop them from doing something, or if it can they can take away from it. I think that's really the main goal for it.
I guess acting is something I'm very passionate about, and it sort of seemed like an experience which required a lot of emotions. It's certainly a tough role, and after looking at the script and getting more involved in it, I guess also being part of the Adelaide Fringe Festival was a wonderful opportunity, and just a good outlet for my ambitions in life.
I just thought it was a really great opportunity for my acting career as well, because I've always wanted to do it, but I've only just recently gotten the opportunity to be in a lot of shows and all of that, and I thought it was such a good topic as well, and I've personally gone through things like this, so I connected with it a lot, and yeah, it was just a great opportunity, and also to work with amazing people and just meet other people, and it was, great fun.
Suicide is a really important issue that we need to discuss more, and especially because it's not really discussed in the media, and I think this play is powerful in the sense that we show how losing someone to suicide can affect the people who are left behind, and also to get people to talk more about it. Like a prime example is, like, I've got a little brother, and you can tell that a lot of boys, they keep stuff in and they don't really talk about things, and whereas girls, I find, do talk about things more, and I think it's good to show that kind of side of it. Yeah.
Obviously, I'm really enthusiastic about acting, and I'm always keen to get experience wherever I can. But on top of that, obviously suicide is like such an important issue, and I thought it would be a different experience for me to portray a story like this, and I was keen to get that type of experience and spread that message out there. So yeah.
So I actually volunteered for Talk Out Loud. As soon as I joined, Mary asked me if I wanted to become a part of this play, and she said, come tomorrow night. So I did. I thought, why not get out of my comfort zone, try something new, and I thought it'd be a great way to spread the word, as I've lost a few people to suicide before, so I thought it'd be great.
So I think because I lost my cousin to suicide, it had a real personal touch on me, and I felt through being a part of it, I managed to kind of feel and get through how I felt when it actually happened. So it was kind of a good part of my healing process.
Just seeing it all come together for the final night, just knowing that, we did an awesome play, a message was put out, and really open up people's eyes. And, I think whenever you're doing a show like this, just sending that message through and getting people to realise and, talk to each other, and that's probably the best thing to happen. Yeah.
I think the most rewarding part was absolutely seeing it all come together. Seeing it from the beginning and reading a lot of the script, and seeing that the message that needed to get out there, and then seeing it on opening night, and also in rehearsals, really come together and have the actors really put in the time to get those feelings and characters right, so that on opening night you could really see that the audience related to that and were able to get that message that it is okay to feel that way, or that they do have those feelings. And I think seeing that reaction from the audience, I did speak to a couple after the show that said that they, you sounded exactly like my grandson or my daughter or whoever. It was really comforting to know that we'd done our job to put that message across.
I think just the friends we made along the way, like everyone, the whole cast became really close, I think, in the end, and we're all now really good friends. And yeah, it was a fun experience, and I think we like the play itself, it's such an important topic to talk about, especially for guys. I find that girls in the media for suicide are like portrayed more in films, but to actually talk about guys is a really important issue, because guys tend to keep it more to themselves and are more quiet about it.
The most rewarding part, I think, is seeing all the people come to the play and hearing about all the great reviews we got. I've heard from some people how it's actually changed the whole perspective on suicide, and all the reactions that people get after a suicide. Also, to see everybody come together so quickly to make this production work, I think it went really well.
When you undertake a role as an actor, you want to understand and embody the character. And I played a character called Nick who decided to leave this world. And I didn't want to have too much of an impact on my personal life as well, because you can slip into depression and stuff yourself if you're tackling a role like this, I was prepared to take on the challenge, and fortunately I've been all right psychologically throughout the process, and 1 week since we've finished now, I'm still doing all right, so that's good. Yeah, it's been a good journey. It's certainly insightful, and realizing, I think it has taught me that the importance of, as we say, talking out loud. So,
well, my character John played the best friend of Nick, and I think it was really challenging to get that emotion across, that it was a mixture of disappointment and a mixture of anger and confusion as well. I think the challenge was to portray it in a way that other people could relate to it, and to see themselves, and to give them the courage to say that it's okay to feel that way, or to have those thoughts, and to also keep it real. And that I found that a real challenge. I mean, I've had things in my life go a similar way, and to be able to put my own life experiences in that acting experience, to come out with a character and a scene that other people could relate to, I found that really challenging and rewarding.
Kaylee was very angry at everyone, and I think she had issues of her own, and not to mention she was a lot older than I am, so it's an actor's job to play someone else, but Kaylee is very different to myself, so I had to really put on that mood and be very angry, and portray her story as well to get the play going. So I think that was my main struggle, but it was a fun process and I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so I think that it's really very important to find something that you're absolutely passionate about, that you just absolutely love in the world, and it gives you reason to keep moving forward, to keep doing things, whether that be to join a club or join a group or find people that are going through similar things, because there's nobody that really understands what you're going through like somebody else that is going through exactly the same thing. And, don't beat yourself up over it, because I think that's a huge thing that I definitely learned along the way, is that you don't, it's not your fault, it's not something that you can help, but it's okay to be not so hard on yourself, and talk to people, seek help, talk to specialists, especially finding what works right for you, seeing 20 different psychologists, or seeing just that one person that you can find that you can just tell everything to, and just to get somebody else's perspective on it. Because if you're living inside your head for that long, and your thoughts are just not your friends at that time, just having an outside idea that of an outside aspect on everything is a huge thing. But yeah, find something that you're passionate about, find people that you can do things with, and work towards a cause, work towards something, have a project where there is an end, where you can see the end and you can say, I have achieved this. And even if it's a small step, tiny step, going out and doing something, staying in a class for a day and not going home or something like that, small steps, but that is still the biggest achievement that you can make.
For someone out there who is contemplating suicide or feeling very depressed and down, I think just to realise that you're not alone and that you need to speak up. You'll have a lot of people out there that are willing to support you and help you get through anything. Even if you feel like no one cares and the world wouldn't matter without you, it would really devastate quite a lot of people and change people's lives. Even if you wouldn't think it would change the outer people in your family's lives, it actually would. It changes people in a lot of different ways, and it makes people feel extremely down.
Definitely. A couple of years ago now, for about 6 years, I was severely depressed and anxious, and it was really difficult because at the same time I was battling high school and uni and things like that, and you get to the stage where you feel really alone in the world, and you find that nothing really you don't really see the point in doing anything. But I think that it's really important to kind of find the things you're passionate about, even if they're the most absolutely ridiculous things and nobody else likes doing them, or finding the one person. Thankfully for me, I did have my mom. I didn't have anybody else, and by the end of it, I lost a lot of friends, and I think that was really hard to deal with. But I think now I'm really comfortable in who I am as a person, and you don't have to, even if you don't have anybody else, you still got yourself. And I think that's something that's really strong and that more people need to realize. You don't have to rely on other people all the time. It can just be you, and you can be okay with that. It doesn't have to be a terribly daunting thing. And, you know, if you have trouble doing anything every day, because I was at the stage where I couldn't even leave the house. I was 2 minutes down the road and I would just be absolutely having the hardest time. But you can get through it, and standing back and seeing it from the other side, I think, is amazing thing, and it puts everything in perspective, that everything is worth fighting for, and it's hard, but you will get there in the end.
Well, I've had some friends who've had depression and who have cut and stuff like that. I think the most important thing is to be there for them and to always just look out for them. A lot of times people don't notice if someone has had depression or something like that, so it's good just to talk to someone and ask if they're okay or something like that. A lot of people who have depression do hide it. So the best thing is to always be there for them. And if they seem quiet or they don't go out that often, is a clear sign as well. I've noticed that a lot of my friends, when they're really, really down, you just hang with them, just sit and talk with them and ask them if they're okay. And I think that's the most important thing you can possibly do. And just be the positive light in their life, because I know there's a lot of people who have some parents are not that nice to their kids, and that's another issue, and other things like bullying and stuff like that. Just make sure you stand up for other people and just be their little shiny ball of happiness in their life. And I think that's the most important thing, is to be there for someone.
I think if I had a personal message to someone that's going through the types of emotions that would lead for you to harm yourself, I just think it's important for you to know that no matter how dark your demons are, there's always someone out there willing to listen, and you do need to speak up. And the friends and the family that are around you, they'll want to hear about it. And they'd much rather hear it from you than hear it after the fact. So I guess what I'm saying is that you do need to talk out loud and have the conversation, and it's so important for you to communicate how you're feeling, because it is difficult for other people to see that. But there are always people around that will listen, and there are always people out there that will understand and want to help you. So at the very least, reach out and raise your voice, communicate, speak out loud, talk out loud.
However, I'll be like 26, so I hope I'm still acting. God, I really, really hope I'm still acting. Whether I'm teaching it or if I'm actually doing it, I just hope I'm still out there doing acting, because it's absolutely amazing. I love acting. Yes.
I do. I'm also a magician as well, so I'll probably see myself doing a lot of shows, touring around Australia, the world. Yeah, it's big dreams there.
Oh, I would love to. Acting's always been something that I've absolutely loved doing. It's always kind of been a part of my life. And so it's absolutely something that I'd like to pursue. And that and my art and illustration, that kind of thing, is really the direction that I'd like to end up in.
Yeah, definitely to my family, my mum and my grandma, who really push acting for me as a passion, and definitely to Mary and Mike that helped me through every step of the way, and definitely the cast, as they really inspired me to do much better. Yeah.
Hi, Mum. Just my family, my wife as well, and my daughter. Thanks so much for not leaving me. I guess I was away a lot during the Fringe, and big shout out and big hello and big thank you to them as well for being supportive as well. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, there's a lot of people that were involved in the production, kind of behind the scenes. I mean, Mary wrote and directed this, and it's certainly been a passion piece for her, and you can see that the thought and emotion that she's had in that, and the people around her. Michael was another one that was there every day, and really making sure that the message was appropriate, and that the actors understood what needed to happen to make it a success. And without those people in the background, and especially the minor characters like the bullies, they played a very important role in bringing it all together. So absolutely, hello to those people.